Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Feed the Beast server that I play with my friends. I'm Azuzu, and today we're going to be working more on the farms and... Oh, it looks like we have a little bit of company. Let's get rid of him real quick. Okay, so we're going to be working more on the farms and taking care of some other little odds and ends that I forgot about over the last couple months. Just some miscellaneous projects that need to be completed. So, let's get started. In the off time, I actually spent some time and worked on these farms a little bit more. Or rather, spruced up this place. Added some lights. It's not completely taken care of, as you can see, but it's pretty much there. I did install all of the top portions right here, so everything's good to go. It just needs to have the gates. I chose to go with the golden ore gates. It's a little overkill, but at the end of the day, it will work. The rubber tree farm, the cocoa farm, I let it go overnight, and it ends up, there's a lot of cocoa beans, so somehow it's self-harvesting, or the cocoa pods are spreading like a plague, and I left with 6 sticky resin, and somehow I have 19. So I changed the configuration of these right here, so it's a little bit different, and I'll see how it does. This is me manually, or not manually placing, but rather, this is me planting trees next to each other and just doing side by side. And then this side, I'm leaving the trees like this. Ow, stupid cactus. But overall, you can tell that the farms have done extremely well over just an evening of work. Even this one over here is completely full, which is more than anything anyone ever wanted. So we're good on food for a while. I also added a little bit of short grass to spruce things up. But essentially, up here for the top... Actually, let's start over on this farm, because it'll work here. The logic that I have set up here is the farm hatch can do 2 things. Replenish the multi-farm and also extract the goods that are in it. So if I install a golden ore gate here, and I have it set to emit... Or rather, when it's low on fertilizer. So let's do... less than 50%, emit a redstone or a red cable pulse. So this wire will pulse right here, which goes over to this ender chest, which is completely full of fertilizer. And I'll show the makings of that in a second. So if we end up taking that out, redstone pulse, and if this was installed on the other end, I can have it say, if there's a redstone pulse, or if there is a redstone signal, go ahead and emit an energy pulse. And I'm going to disable that so you can see it better. So energy pulsar, the fertilizer will come up to this junction right here, where fertilizer goes down the green path, which fills in over here. I'm going to put the fertilizer back real quick. Oh, Jesus. So that's my fault. Otherwise it wouldn't have overflown. But the fertilizer will come up to this diamond pipe and go down the green path, which goes into the farm. And then anything else will go into the yellow path, which will be for extracting the goods inside. So now we can go ahead and say, if there's items in your inventory, emit a energy pulse, and now it will start pumping out the pumpkin and the melon, and it'll go directly into the drop box. So this farm's set up, and it will continue to run so long as there's fertilizer in here. So we'll go ahead and set it up for all of these. Let's go ahead and slap you down and you down. Let's do a fertilizer. Oops, I should really go backwards. So fertilizer less than 50%. Red thing, you. Red to energy pulsar. And then if there's items in inventory, energy pulse. Cool. And then this is set up the same way. I'm also using a prototype Omni wrench as a knot. Oh god, that scared the crap out of me. Essentially saying that nothing can go down those paths. It's most important for blue, otherwise right now it would start pumping all of those resources down the blue path. Otherwise it's good to go. Let's move over to... I'm stuck. Let's fix this one up. This one's a little weird in here because of the trees, but I'm going to continue to work on it to figure out what's going on. It seems like the documentation for rubber plantations rather, is a little lacking, which is a normal type of situation for. Oh hey, it's gonna start pumping. Ah, it's going to start. Oh, I'm dumb. Anyways, yeah, rubber tree sapling or rubber tree farms is the documentation on that is a little bit sparse, and it kind of makes me sad. But such is the life of forestry. Everything seems to be lacking in documentation. Actually, since this is pumping in fertilizer, this is a good time to show off this little area. It shouldn't be doing that, so I will have to figure out how to fix that. But oh my god. I think it's trying to fill a full stack, but it can't, so it's pooping it out the top, which it shouldn't, so I will figure something out. But essentially, when this does ideally work, this is going to take a second to explain. Let's do the fertilizer. So I have a assembly table here for automated crafting. The assembly table is powered with lasers, so I have a couple of redstone energy cells and just load balances the power accordingly. 1, 0. Is it making more? It'll balance power out. I know it does. It does it that way. Unless this is set to send and receive, which is receive only. No. Anyways, I digress. It's set to distribute power evenly between all these boys, and it will create anything that's in here. And since it creates 8 fertilizer for every one of this combination, it's spewing a little extra at the top. So I'll figure that out in the off time. But the fuzzy export bus pumps sand and apatite in here. I have sand being created inside of the full Circle Farms basement. And then when the apatite's created, this router here extracts with an item filter, and it ejects it to the south side, or the east side rather. East side? Yeah. Which is yellow, if you can see that little strip right there. Which goes into the ender chest to supply all of the farms. It's basically the same setup over here with the carpenter, but it does it with humus. So the humus is created inside of here with water. It's underneath it. So down there is the fuzzy export bus. And then in here is the router with the item filter of humus to eject it south, which is green, into this ender chest. And that goes for up here. So not a bad setup, but I need to figure out how to fix that one problem. Maybe I'll figure it out later. So let's go ahead and set this one up now. I did not need to do that. I need one there, one here, one here. So let's do so many options. Soil is that many. Emit a blue? Blue. Yes. Fertilizer is still going to be a red. Let's go backwards this time. Fertilizer, 50% red. Items in inventory. Items in inventory. And energy pulse. And this isn't set up yet, so actually, why is it saying items are in inventory? Is it because of these? Weird. Anyways. If you haven't been in a farm configuration before, especially for an arboretum, this right here is for your soil. This is your germlings, so in our case, saplings. And then this down here is your the inventory for output. So if there's extra saplings or wood, it would go here. Fertilizer, water, and then farm configuration right here, which we set up last episode. Let's fly over Cha and do you and you. And once again, we'll do fertilizer 50% with a red and items in inventory. Pulse. That's so weird. There's actually nothing. Oh. Uh-oh. My bad. I just screwed things up. Let's put that there. You're probably gonna poop out. Nope. I guess not. So energy pulse. Oh, I forgot to set those up. So if there's a blue pipe wire, energy pulse. If there's a red pipe wire, energy pulse. A little bit of fall on the ground, but I don't care at the end of the day. That's just crap resources. You are fertilizer 50%, and then Items in inventory, and oops, energy pulse. Perfect. So, farm configurations are fully set up now. I'm going to figure out the situation for there, figure out the situation for over there, but overall, everything is working as intended up here. Are you still pumping out resources? No, you're good. Ouch, stupid cactuses. Cacti. Yeah, I'm extremely happy so far with this setup, except for this spewing out portion, but I'll figure that out later. Let me put this away. Cool, and also with those additional ender frequencies and the stuff that was set up downstairs, we now have all of our frequencies in here listed. So, not bad. I'm liking it. Oh, actually, I forgot to add... ... I'll do that later. So, not bad. I'm going to go ahead and get my ducks in a row, and what we'll do next is start working on a little bit more vanilla stuff. I want to finish building the inside of Ted's haunted house, so I want to make all the rooms look as fancy as this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all 3 floors of this building, which really won't take long, but it's something that I've been putting off for quite some time, and I will go ahead and start working on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my stuff sorted out, and I shall return shortly. I gave this a good thinking, and it works now. It doesn't actually overflow when new fertilizer is created. So what I ended up doing here was I just added a little redstone conditional, because these routers are redstone dependent, so if a redstone signal is on, they'll stop functioning. So essentially, this golden ore gate is set up such that if the inventory is full, it emits a red pipe signal. Let me disable that again. And then this side is if the red pipe signal is on, redstone signal. And the only time that signal will go off is when the fertilizer is removed, which then activates this guy right here, which then activates this over here to replenish 1 stack. And since it makes 8, 8's divisible by 64, which means it just needs to make it 8 times, and it fills. And then once again, once this is replenished, it activates the redstone signal once again. I also incorporated a bandwidth filter so that it does a full stack at a time and it automatically shuts off the machine. So, all in all, it works. No more overflowing. Now that that is all said and done, let's go ahead and start. Well, rather, I'm going to go ahead and get the resources necessary to start making all those rooms in the haunted house. Here we go. I now have a decent inventory full of resources for just doing random buildings of rooms. So I'll go ahead and walk through what each room will end up being. I don't really like these solid spruce doors, but we'll have to figure out something to change them to. So essentially what will happen is here in the foyer, I want something that will grab users' attentions to make them look up into this vertigo-inducing ceiling area, which most Victorian-style houses typically had back in the day. Or rather have today, but this one was pretty much strictly inspired out of the Haunted Mansion from Disneyland and Disney World. So essentially over here is the library, which looks good. I think I'm going to be leveraging a lot of the resources from Bibliocraft because, god damn it, they look so good. But the library is pretty much done. Actually, it is done for what I want to use it for. I'm going to use this area over here as a lounge type area. So I need to figure out what to do for that. Right here will be a massive kitchen and pantry type deal. So chests, ovens, cauldrons, etc. Brewing stands. This will be a dining room and lounge type room. So we'll pretty much have, I'll probably sink this back so it'll be one giant room. So the dining area will be back here, and over here will be the lounge where most people are entertained. Upstairs, what we'll do is this will be an entryway. I want to make a little secret stairwell up into the, what's that called? There's the ceiling upstairs, so it'll be the mad scientist laboratory. But essentially each one of these is going to be a bedroom, since they all go out into their adjoining balconies out here, which are open with these. I actually like these doors. These doors are cool. But each one of these will be a bedroom with a different type of theme for each one. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying down walls and sorting everything out so it actually looks pretty good. And hopefully when I return, oh god, hopefully when I return, this entire place, well rather, the first floor will be finished. I'll do it in floors so it's not too daunting of an update. Yeah! So I'll get to work. The first floor is as complete as it's going to be. I've taken off all my armor so that we can walk through this slowly. So as you first walk into the foyer, you can notice that there's a lot of skulls and heads that look all the way up into the ceiling. I ended up adding a bunch of the Nitor up there, so it gives a more of a ghostly feel, or it's kind of an unsettling feel. But I'm liking the way that it's looking, and the cobwebs add a bunch to it too. We're going to move over to this section next, which is the library. The only update that I made was the addition, or rather moving around of the Nitor, and I added this boy in here, the enchanting table. Over in this room is the potion room. I ended up repurposing it because it didn't make sense having two lounges as I went through and did the other lounge. So it's a lot of junk everywhere. It's kind of a sparse room compared to most of the other ones, but it's good. I like it. Over here is the kitchen. I should put a trash can right there or something like that. And it's got a lot of potion racks on the wall with creosote, water, whatever random potions we had in AE at the time. Oh, jeez. And of course little paintings here and there. Brewing stands and the arcane cauldrons. Arcane boilers? I don't remember what they're called. We can put some alembics on it at the end of the day and it'll look really cool. Next is the dining room. I added those, I don't know what mod added those chandeliers, but they cracked me up. But 3 chandeliers, since we're using an older version of Bibliocraft, we don't have any actual chairs, so these are just wool, microblock wool, and then that's a table runner, quote unquote. Otherwise, it looks pretty good in here. Let's move on to the next room, which is the lounge. No chairs in here because no Bibliocraft chairs, but I added a fireplace, which I'll ignite here in a couple seconds. It was actually kind of cool. I was looking through AE and I found out we had chain mail armor. So there's a set of chain, there's a set of leather, iron, gold, which kind of looks like Princess Leia's garb, and diamond. And I put some heads around the place. It's looking good here. Oh, and this one up here is my take on a grandfather clock. It's just a block and nether brick in the middle. So if we move these nether brick stairs, under reverse nether brick stairs with hatches all the way around it, or trapdoors. And that's an item frame with a clock, so it actually shows the correct time. And then over here's the infernal brick and the nether brick. Who's it? Fireplace. And now the moment of truth as I burn down this entire place. At least if it burns down, I recorded what I had. And now it's raining, so let's get rid of the rain. It's just been raining nonstop. It's getting a little bit annoying. Go away, rain. No one likes you. There we go. Alright, here we go. Lord in heaven, don't burn down my building. And now, I watch in horror as the place burns down. Actually, let's take the opportunity to put this armor back on. I'm gonna go scope out the outside. Looking good out here. Looking good up. Oh god, the sound of fire always makes me scared. So far, so good. Well, if this building burns down, at least I caught it on video for what it looked like before it burned down. I'm gonna assume that it's fine. Cool. So that's the downstairs in a nutshell. The next portion will be building the upstairs and getting rid of these lamps. It's going to take a little bit longer than I thought. It actually took much longer to do the downstairs than I was expecting. But it's looking good down here. There's a lot of character in each room, I think. But now it's time to do the upstairs. So I'm going to go ahead and grab more supplies and more spruce wood because I'm plumb out of spruce wood, and start working on it. So I shall return shortly. I can officially say that the upstairs is now done. Let me do what I did last time and take off all my armor so we get a little bit more mood lighting up in here. The entryway, or rather the landing up here, is now done. I got these cool steel leaf sets of armor here. I thought they looked pretty snazzy, but we'll go ahead and pop in each room and take a look. My gusto was kind of a lot less up here. The rooms are a lot more sparse, but at the end of the day, I expect people to just move in or whatever. I haven't really decided what the purpose of each room will be, other than just bedrooms. But they're all decorated to half capacity, with all of them having little balconies, and this one overlooks the bay, which is really nice. You can see my bee lab over there, and I haven't shown it yet, but that's going to be the server's museum, which we'll probably take care of next week. Or rather, next episode or whatever. So that room is done. Here's the next one. Actually, is that too dark right there? No, that's perfect. I always get worried that monsters will spawn up in here. I wasn't going to bother putting any more books inside of these things. How do I access? There we go. So books can go inside of here, and it looks like stacks of books, but I was too lazy to go make more books. I've already made a butt ton anyways for downstairs. Actually, I might come back and put a painting right up here. But this side has a look into the forest. Not bad. And then the last room. This actually is the most decorated room now that I look at it. I used the last of my bookshelves in here. And then out here. Nice. What the hell? Oh, that's the gold and silver mine entrance. So, not bad. And there is one simple last thing that I need to show, and you can kind of tell here, most of all the other rooms have paintings where there's one indented from the wall, but this wall is a little weird. But if you look up here, there's a lever that reveals a staircase up into the 3rd floor. I'm going to end up using this as a Thaumcraft room at the end of the day, but I'm just going to leave it as is for now until I actually bust my way into Thaumcraft. And I have a view on all sides of the area. Oh, Full Circle Farms. Nice. Let's pop all this fun stuff back on. It's looking good out here. And of course, just, yeah. Ta-da! Nice secret staircase. All in all, I want to say that today was a very good day of progress inside of the haunted house. Pretty much every floor is completed except for that last floor, which we will go ahead and work on when I actually get into Thaumcraft. We'll dedicate that entire area to a joint Thaumcraft area or my Thaumcraft area. But all in all, it's been a successful day. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. I hope you've all enjoyed watching. I've been Azuzu. Take care.